Miami Dolphins got whacked today. This is the Brian Flores lawsuit, and one of the main things in this lawsuit was about being offered $100,000 to intentionally lose games, which the NFL completely dismissed as just the way, that the owner jokes, Stephen Ross jokes, whatever. That's a farcical portion of this story. But the real part of the story is they got whacked $1.5 million, docked 2 draft picks for heavy duty tampering involving our pal Tom Brady, making multiple attempts, and Sean Payton as well, impermissible communications with Brady in going back to the off season, heading into his last year as a New England Patriot. And we know how it ended with the Pats. They restructured his deal, basically clearing the way for that to be his final year with the team. So he was a dead man walking in his last season in New England, and a lot of people knew it. It's not a huge surprise. This still is a little bit slimy and grimy and makes me feel a little, it doesn't make me feel great. Should we be mad about this, Alex? I'll ask you that question. Should you be a little tweaked? Should you be a little peeved at Tom Brady just for this? We knew it ended badly. Both sides. It doesn't matter where the blame rests. If it was all Bill being stubborn, and most people I think are in Team Brady in terms of, which parent they're picking in that divorce, but this is still pretty. I don't love this.
Yeah, I'll go with the cliche parent. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're Tom Brady. How do you not think this is going to get out eventually? It's not great. It does vindicate, I think, Bill Belichick a little bit in that, maybe the relationship could have been better getting to that point, but Bill didn't exactly maybe force him out the door with his options, but it doesn't sound like this was a situation where there was a contract on the table. Brady was coming back. We were texting before the show, and I kind of told you I don't have a take on this, and I think you were a little surprised. I guess my take on this is, and I don't know, maybe some people agree with me on this, maybe some people don't. The reason I can't really bring myself to care, yeah, I'm bummed. I love Tom Brady as a kid. It sucks he went behind the Patriots back. It takes some of the shine off this. He's probably never coming back here now. We're probably not going to get to see him coming back on opening day carrying a trophy on the field, right? That blows. But this isn't football, right? It's its own thing. This is in the celebrity gossip TMZ category. If I wanted to care about this stuff, I'd watch the Kardashians, or I'd watch one of those.
It's not quite
I'd
that.
watch one of those stupid reality shows like
gossip.
Below Deck that Evan watches. It is. It's what did the one celebrity say to the other celebrity behind closed doors. It's not football, right? We're not talking about X's and O's or anything like that. Maybe it's team building.
Tampering is football. Tampering is sports. Whether you want to or not, what you can have two stances, though. You can say it's part of sports and everybody does it, and I'm not really vexed about it. The funny thing is, I'm not. In fact, I think you kind of should be allowed to tamper. If you work at the Sports Hub, Alex, and I want to go over there and I want to talk to you about an opportunity over at CLNS, I think I have every right to do that, and I think you have every right to listen. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world to be able to talk to people just because they work somewhere else. It's this thing that you have in sports where it's this taboo. You can't tamper and you can't talk to. Give me a friggin' break. You run into a guy at the party. It would be awesome if you came to play for us. All right, clink. I actually don't care. The fact that Brady was so far gone and out of his mind and done with us here is the bigger issue to me, not that he was checked out and mailed in for an entire season. And even honestly, the season before, which resulted in a Super Bowl, amazingly, but Tom was done here, and that kind of hurts a little. That's all.
It does, but for me, it's we're doing. We find this out. We're on the field getting ready to wrap up training camp coverage. 2022. What does this do for that, right? It's just the Brady leaving storyline, and maybe it's because I'm a fan.
I'll ask you this: what did Curt Schilling turning into this version of Curt Schilling do for you and your mind and how you felt about 2004 title? For some people, it was God, because there's certain things you didn't like there. So yeah, you can tarnish memories and you can affect legacies by behavior and things that are learned after the fact. So really the question comes down to, does it hurt? Does it tarnish Brady at all in your mind? Those are yours forever. What makes you a Pats fan? You grew up following this. You love Tom Brady. You want to believe he's infallible. You love the dynasty. That's the reason a million people your age or 5-10 years older or younger are in this business in the first place, because it was Tom. And it's like, you did us dirty, man. Why did you do that? So I'm really asking. I'm not telling you should be mad.
Right.
I'm just wondering how many people have changed their takes a little bit or changed their opinions here.
Well, no, I mean, I definitely think it's going to upset some fans. And that's why, for a guy who's so brand conscious, it surprised me. But for me, I'm just like, and I think there's people that agree with me on this. He left. We get it. He left. It hurt. Every time we have to hear about it, it hurts. I'm on to 2022. Like, I'm looking at this team. That's why to me, it's a gossip thing. It doesn't impact. Like, if we're covering the Dolphins, they lose a pick. That's the football roster building impact of it to me. From a Patriots point of view, and Bill will get asked about it tomorrow, and he'll say no comment, and it'll generate a million headlines, right? It doesn't impact the Patriots on the field in 2022. Maybe it's a fun storyline if they blow the doors off the Dolphins in week 1. Bill wanted some revenge, right? But I don't know. It's annoying. Every time we hear about Tom Brady now, it's annoying. It's making me be annoyed by him, but it's just it's just different ways to rehash the same story. I just want to move on at this point. Yes, I have great childhood memories of Tom Brady. I'll always have those memories. I'm forever grateful to him for those memories. He's getting annoying now at this point. I'm kind of done with it because I want to focus on the team now. And it would be nice if I could focus on the team now and appreciate those memories. I guess we don't get to have that, we don't get to have it both ways. But again, to me, it's a gossip story. It's a gossip story. It's not a football story.
I'm halfway there and halfway not. It's not a football story, meaning it doesn't affect anything that the Patriots do, but it's a story. Right. Because
it's a story about football. It's not a football story.
But that's not the point. The point is you become attached to these people because you have affection for them. You love what they do, and it means something to you. And then when you find out that they're like, whatever, like I said, does it tarnish the image for you? Did you find that shady? The fact that he was, 1 foot out the door while playing, his final season with the Patriots. You're a fan. You're invested in that season. Tom Brady's not. That kind of stinks. But again, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, and I'm not going to tell you should overreact to the story. It is what it is. But that's a piece of news out there today. I find the rest of the story involving the tampering thing to be almost hilarious, both in its, just in its ineptitude. The Dolphins tried to tamper 3 times.
Yeah.
The Dolphins tried to tamper 3 times and failed, and they tried to tank and failed. So that's hilarious. And then the explanation
that's a football story. I'll talk about that. That's a football story. The Dolphins somehow tampered with the coach and quarterback, got neither, now lost picks, tried to throw games. Stephen Ross came right at the most influential owners in the game and somehow didn't lose his team. I think the Dolphins got off light, all things considered.
They got off extremely light. When you find a guy whose net worth is $8.2 billion, $1.5 million, and then you let him come back a month into the season, you've done nothing, okay? You want to make Stephen Ross hurt? Take away his team or find a way to make him poor. Anything short of that is not really doing anything.